Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing this evening? For those who follow over stream, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and for those who follow my short TikToks under HCS895, how's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody is having a awesome night. Welcome to Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I'm your host, HCS. Tonight we'll be talking about the Succubus Incubus. Energy vampires. That's what's going to be on the topic here tonight, brothers and sisters. So what I'm going to do is going to share out this live to the groups that I share to real quick. I don't know how long I'm going to go live tonight, but I'm going to try to do it a good show. Trying to maintain my Heavenly Love Foundation, brothers and sisters, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Here we go. We're all shared out, brothers and sisters. How you doing, Sister Brenda? How you doing tonight? I hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. We got Andres Caricelis. I hope everybody is doing good tonight. We've seen that Cabo win last night. Who's seen the Cowboys win, and who's seen the boxing on Netflix? Seems like somebody got paid off, man, to take a fall. That's what I witnessed. It was more like they were sparring in the ring than anything. I don't know, man. Nowadays, you see a lot of things, out of in any sport that uses referees, or like football games. If you're watching football games, they only call penalties when they want to call penalties, but they don't call them all. So it's kind of like I'm iffy about watching any sports or any kind of sports. Uh, there ain't no referees when you're in the front lines. I can tell you that. And there's no rematches. Being a veteran, when you're fighting somebody out there, there's no rematches, especially when you eliminate the enemy. War is very real. There's a matter of life and death. Yeah, I've seen that fight, but I wasn't impressed. I haven't been impressed with boxing, with the UFC, or none of those sports in a very long time. I don't watch sports really, because to me, I think a lot of these people are getting paid off. Where, yeah, it's rigged. A lot of rigged stuff. I mean, if I would get paid $150 million to drop my titles, I would, right? Who wouldn't? Just put it that way. Who wouldn't drop their belts just for $150 million if that's what they paid Canelo 150 million, and the deal was you lose, you drop the belts, we'll pay you 150 million. That fight was more like a exhibition fight, or a little bit. I mean, he was allowing to get hit and stuff like that, but I think the deal was make it look as real as possible, but nobody gets knocked out. That's what it seemed like to me. Yeah, rigged. I made a prediction about a draw. If anybody seen the fights, there was a match that it was the guys were pounding the hell out of each other, and that match came to a draw where nobody won. They'll probably do a part two on that one. I don't know. Normally you see me here wearing uh, my shirts, like dealing with different pictures from, for spiritual and cryptid encounters, different cryptids or something dealing with the show. But today I'm wearing my hat. Operation. I'm a Desert Storm veteran. I'm wearing my hat. Apparently, there's somebody that gets triggered when they see a real veteran. I got my shirt on here on. See, even though there's the flags and all that, I got the cross right in the center. There you go. There's a cross. Um, yeah, I guess certain people get triggered when they see a veteran. Uh, Instead of appreciating us, they decide that they want to come and try to mess with our Heavenly Love Foundation. Uh, the dipshit I want to talk about, excuse me, right now it's RCS talking about the dipshit I want to talk about is Mr. Duffy. He's got a channel here on YouTube. He's called other names. He's been trolling me also on TikTok. On TikTok, he's called Mr. Duffy 81 on YouTube. On TikTok, he's called TRU 0469. So this dipshit has been trolling me. I have been seeing him sending negative messages about my show, but then he targeted the hat I was wearing, you know. So I'm addressing this guy right now. McDuffie, the wannabe rapper. He thinks he can rap. If you see, don't even bother looking. But if you want to check it out, don't hit no like. But he tried to rap, or he thinks he's a rapper, or some kind of sort. And this guy has been messing with a lot of people. Look, I'm just gonna call it straight down the fucking middle right now. Excuse my language. Is that uh, in the front lines when we defeated the Medina Republican Guard and the other guards were behind them or front lines? Duffy, I'm a combat veteran, man. Fought the front lines, and you want to be disrespecting me because I serve my country proudly, right? So you think you're just gonna come up to a veteran and disrespect the veteran? I'll tell you what. If you would come to my face and try to disrespect me on face, you will learn a lesson of a freaking lifetime. I'm just here to tell you. You will learn a lesson of your lifetime because I'll whoop that ass. I'm telling you right now. Stop trolling my channels. Stop saying negative comment because I do have cousins up in Colorado where you live. I have family down there. So I suggest you keep my name out of your mouth, or else you will get your ass whooped by a combat veteran. Another thing, uh, this guy is disrespecting people that are dead, people that died, the crossed over, right? So he thinks, okay, I'm gonna take cheap shots on people that are dead. I didn't know the guy that passed away, but he's been disrespecting me, right? So he figures now that somebody's crossed over that his name is Mr. McShit Duffy, wannabe rapper, that he's gonna be talking shit about people. I dare you to come and try to disrespect me in my face. See what happens. I'll knock the shit out of you. That's straight up. I'll knock the shit out of you, man. Beat the crap out of you. If that's what you want, keep on disrespecting me. Keep your name out of your mouth. Another person I want to address, and this is, I'm sorry, guys, I have to address this issue because I've seen that these people keep on putting my name in their mouth. All right. So that's why I'm addressing this is Fat Cuffington, Big Titty Cuffington. 35 is right there. You're a truck driver. You want someone to see us? Give me a holler. Contact me through Messenger. Tell me you're at the truck stop, and we'll solve your problem. Your fascination you have over me. You want to keep putting my name in your mouth? Give me a holler, and we'll solve the. I'll be happily. I'll be very happy to solve your problem with the Heavenly Law Foundation, and I'll teach you a lesson of a lifetime. No problem. I just say people that continue to troll, that are bullies and want to be disrespecting the dead and stuff like that. Those kind of people right there, man. You know, they need to learn a lesson. They need to learn a lesson of a lifetime. I keep my Heavenly Love Foundation always, but just because I keep my Heavenly Love Foundation don't mean that I can't take care of business. I can always ask God for forgiveness after done whoop somebody's ass. I'm just a regular person living in this world like everybody else. But you're not going to insult my time and service where I've been. You want to insult my time of service and who I was affiliated in the front lines? I hope that ass. Especially it's people that never served in the military that are disrespecting me. I'll gladly whoop that ass. And I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Uh, Nick or whatever the hell your name is, you don't understand, brother, what the brotherhood is. You know, when you take an oath, I don't think you ever freaking served. When you take an oath, the people that are out there in the front lines, if you never served or you never been in the front lines, you wouldn't freaking understand, bro. You wouldn't understand. When you're in the front lines, that's part of my job. When I take an oath to be a tanker, that was part of my job. That if there's war, we're the first to go, right? And that's where I was. I was in the front lines. So if you don't know nothing about war, you never been there, you never took an oath, then you wouldn't understand, right? You wouldn't understand how it is to work as a team. That the people that are around you are your brothers. They're your brothers in arms because they're the ones that got your back, right? I didn't see no Latinos die when I was out there. If somebody died, it was the enemy. None of my brothers died in combat. We all made it back because we were some badass motherfuckers. We were the best of the best. You got to take pride when you do a job. You got to take pride into that, right? You're gonna be trained. You're gonna train to be the baddest there is. Well, that's why I'm addressing these fools because they're messing with the wrong one. The front lines that I fought in, we went through three different guards, three different. Our front line just went to three of their front lines. That's how bad we were. 135 armor with some bad motherfuckers. Excuse my French. I'm just calling it how it is. And yes, there was no Latino blood lost in the front lines when I was out there. Not where I was at. Now you're talking about a different war like Vietnam, maybe. There's a lot of Latinos, but not just Latinos. There was all kinds of nationalities that died, but that's called the brotherhood. When you serve the military, you're that's your brothers in arms. So for the people that understand what a brotherhood is, or that's never been in the front lines and took an oath, that's taken an oath in anything, you shouldn't be coming at me in a negative way when I, when I survived the combat environment. Like I said, we're some bad motherfuckers. I'm saying it the nicest way I can. We were some bad motherfuckers when we had to be because that's how we trained. We were the best of the best, and I'm not going to be taking no disrespect from anybody coming here talking about any branch of the service. I was in the army, but I'm not going to take anybody's crap talking about anybody that served in the United States Army or any branch of the military. I will boot you out. So I say you're doing about face and take that shit out of here because you're not going to be disrespecting my brothers in arms. For those that paved the way, the time I was in, or the ones that are in right now, you're going to disrespect the people that are serving because they're placing their lives on the line. Just like I placed my life on the line, they're placing their lives on the line to protect this country. You don't believe me? Go take the oath. Join. Go do it. Do what they've done, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But if you don't get the balls or the testicle fortitude to join or place your life in line, then you shouldn't be saying nothing. Nothing should be coming out of your freaking mouth. And I don't care about the freedom of speech. You shouldn't be talking about something that you don't understand. You shouldn't be talking about nothing that you don't understand. That's all I gotta say. I just get tired of people coming trying to disrespect me, man. When I'm just trying to do my show here, just because they see me wearing my hat, you know, I can wear whatever the hell I want to wear because I done served, man. I done paid the ultimate price, the ultimate sacrifice. A lot of my brother in arms, some are still alive, and some are not here anymore. You don't understand, man. If you don't understand, go look into the history of where I've been. We got hit by all kinds of shit out there. Chemicals, blood agents, uh, blood agent, nerve agents, and we're still here. I'm still here. It's something you should be telling me thank you. Thank you for being a freaking warrior. Thank you for staying focused and kicking their ass. USA, USA, something to that nature. No, but I come over here back to the United States and I got all this wimpy people talking shit about the branches in the army, talking shit about the flag. Don't let me catch you trying to burn the flag in front of me because you're gonna get drop kicked. You're gonna get drop kicked. I'll knock some sense into you. Don't catch me. What was it? I seen a video of an American or a veteran that was burning the flag. If I was there, I would have choked him out and put him to sleep. If I would have seen the veteran burning the flag, I would have choked him out and put him to sleep. That's the truth. I would have choked him out and put him to sleep. Knock some sense into that fool. So what the hell? What the hell happened to you? You went from a hardcore army to a freaking rainbow army. It converted you. I would have put that fool to sleep. Talking about he's putting it to the test and all this crap. I would have put my arms around. I would have put that fool to sleep. It would have been lights out. I would have been on him like a freaking pit bull. Even his compadres wouldn't have been able to help him. I've taught my brother in arms lessons in life also. Sometimes you have to. When you're out there in the front lines, you don't want nobody to be weak. You don't want nobody that's going to want to back out of the battle. That's going to chicken out. So the people that are around you, you got to make sure that they're tough enough to be able to handle the situation. So sometimes you have to toughen up people so they have the heart, the mentality the mentality that they're going to live, that they're not going to give up. There's a certain mentality you have to be in the front lines. If you don't get the certain mentality, then you're going to become a casualty. Like I said, people want to say smart ass remarks, smart comments, but I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And excuse my language, brothers and sisters, but sometimes you have to address certain issues a certain way. And right now, SRCS is speaking. Yeah, they come in here. They target the group. This group is my safe haven, where I have my love foundation. But then I want to target where I've been, when I've served. So that's okay. You got a problem with me? You want to be my enemy? I'll treat you like the enemy. So, but these people are just computer trolls because they don't got the fucking balls to handle the situation. Like I said, you all did these people. I'm talking to these people directly. The ones that keep on disrespecting me. You're dealing with a combat veteran. I'm just letting you know. You threading and very thin ice because you're dealing with a combat veteran that eliminated Saddam Hussein's elite army, which was the Medina Republican Guard. Eliminated is saying it nicely. Destroyed, killed. So you don't come and disrespect me. I still train like I used to train. So I'll teach you a lesson of a lifetime. That's what you want. keep on disrespecting me. If that's what you want, I will. Man up, or shut the fuck up. Plain and simple. Man up or shut the fuck up. The rapper, for the rapper that keeps on trolling me and saying negative comments, man up, bitch. I bet you won't be rapping after I'm done with you. You won't be rapping nothing. You're gonna be rapping something. It's gonna be gifts at the JC Penney or something. Yes, and I'm not upset, brothers and sisters. I'm doing what is called shit talking right now. That's the proper term, right? Shit talking. So I'm shit talking right now. I just get tired of these people trying to test my kindness, but when they want to cross the line, they want to say stuff, but they don't want to cross the line to see what Soren Seals is really about, right? Yeah, there's a lot more to me than what I just talking about in this show. There's more to spiritual brother Abe Seals because you got Siren Seals. So there's a lot more. I don't think you want to know that a lot more. That's all I can say right now. But keep on doing what y'all doing. Look, man, it's not too hard to find somebody here in the United States. You know, if I really wanted to, but I choose not to, man, because you ain't worth it. The only thing I say is if you don't like my content, you don't have to be here. You can freaking leave. I don't care. But you're not gonna be coming into my show disrespecting me as a veteran or disrespecting anybody in the panel, disrespecting none of my members. You're not gonna do that because I will boot you out. If you really hate me that bad, we can settle it the old fashioned way. But I don't think y'all up to that. You're not man enough to handle that situation. Mano a mano, the old fashioned way. But anyways, yeah, I was addressing this fool. Uh, I don't know. He's trying to make his name a name for himself, but he want to be disrespecting people. You know, like the same idiot, like the other person that came in here talking shit. I don't know what the hell they're fucking talking about. Excuse my language. I'm about blood of Chicanos and all that. No, nobody died in the. We were so bad that it was the fastest war ever in history. The battle of Medina Ridge. That ground war was the fastest ever in history. That's how bad we were. That's how bad we are. Yeah, people do got triggered because I was wearing this hat. That's why I put it on and put on this so he could get more triggered. He's a wannabe rapper, and he thinks he's a man because he raps like he's bad in his songs, like he's a thug because he's rapping in songs was he's never been out of his mommy's basement. Rapping is not just because you rap or you want to rap and sound like you're bad doesn't mean you're bad, buddy. Now, when you want to be a rapper and you want to come and disrespect a veteran, you want to know what bad is? Come see me. Then you're gonna know what bad. I'll make you do a rap song after that. How this veteran done whoop that ass, talking all this shit ain't about shit. But anyway, sorry about that, brothers and sisters. I just had to let that out. You know, This guy's been trolling me about for about a week now, and he's trolled me on on YouTube. He's trolled me on TikTok, and he just want to, and he's done said bad things, you know. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what he's trying to do. I know he's done it here. He came in with like two fake profiles, just like the other idiot that was in here talking about Latinos and shit when he's never served in the military. Latinos blood, like I said, there was no Latinos that lost their lives in the battle I was in. I'm not gonna say there's not just Latinos in the military. There's all kinds of nationalities in the military. You got African American, you got white American, you got Filipinos, you got even some people that are from the Virgin Islands, Puerto Ricanos, Dominicanos. You got different nationalities in the military. So this guy wants to make fun of people, the rapper. He wants to make fun of people by rapping about people, making fun of people. No, it sounds like he's like a wannabe John Cena or something. I don't know. Not even John Cena. He's just a wannabe. But yeah, you know, I'll tell you what. If he would have got in my face and said what he said to me online, I would have knocked him out with a slap. I would have knocked him out with a slap right in his freaking face, right in his mug, with a slap. And every time he got up, I would slap him again and again and again till he apologized. Just another. He'll be another, and just you know, too easy, man. I see this guy how he looks, too easy. All these people that want to talk shit about my time in service. Too None of them has man up yet. They just want to talk shit, but they don't want to man up. I hope we never cross paths, because if we do cross paths, all my receipts, I'm gonna cash in my receipts on y'all's asses. I think he's like a wannabe John Cena. None, I ain't even put him in as Eminem. No, just freaking people that are wannabes, man. Wannabes represent the same from the streets and all this crap. I'm from the freaking streets. If they have time to rap, I guess it's not. It must not. Whatever streets they're from must not be that bad. It's when you don't talk about where you've been, how you grew up. That's when you know it was bad. I don't have to rap. But anyways, thank you for allowing me. 30. We've been going 34 minutes. 34 minutes of me just talking about this. And just because these people are un-American doesn't mean that they have the right to come tell me something about my time in service or I've been. You're not going to disrespect me, because I will knock the shit out of you. I'm being straight up. You want to be into the rainbow shit, into the woke shit. Well, with me, you're not going to be awake, because you're going to be asleep, because I will knock the crap out of you. You Man, you come disrespect me in my face, that'll be the last time you ever disrespect anybody because I will teach you a lesson of a lifetime. I remember one time, brothers and sisters, when I was a sergeant, one of my soldiers, right? I had got in a fracture on one of my toes, so they put me on a semi cast. So I had a semi cast on my left leg, and one of my soldiers see me that I was in the semi cast. So he decided that he was going to come and test out Sarncias, right? He decided now that the Sarge is down, I'm gonna come after him, right? A typical puss. So he sent me with a semi cast. He took up his video top and he said he was gonna beat me up and all this stuff. So he decided to come after me. So he tried to go for my leg. I dropped my knees and his face hit the freaking concrete. Then I picked him up and went freaking berserker on him. I picked him up in the air. I was throwing him on the fence, on the pole of the fence, and he would bounce from the fence, and I'll grab him again and throw him again. He was like a little ping pong, boom, boom. Then he landed on the ground, and I started slamming him like a freaking gorilla. Ah, ah, ah. Tell you what, that guy got chapter out of the military. Something happened to his shoulder that he had surgery, and he was not the same after having an encounter with Sarncias. He was never the same. Matter of fact, he got chapter out of the military. They asked him what happened to you, and he said, I fell down the stairs. But then he told me thank you before he left because he said he was getting medically chaptered out of the military. He never said what who did it to him because imagine that somebody with an injured leg did this to him in a semi cast. So it doesn't matter in what condition I am. Uh, the person, me being bad when I need to be bad, will show up. Will show up. He found out. So these people, they're like, he talks about a love foundation. I won't disrespect him. He ain't about shit. You just don't know, fool. You just don't know what I'm about. You will learn the hard way. Mr. Huckleberry, I was in Bandingo fights. I was in 40 Bandingo fights, Huckleberry, and I was 40-0, when undefeated in 40 Bandingo fights. Undefeated. And this Bandingo fights happened in a matter of 2 months. I was getting in a fight every day. I was undefeated, and I was fighting different weight sizes, different weight classes, weighing 155 pounds. Undefeated, 40 Bandingo fights. 40 Bandingo fights within 2 months. That every opponent that I faced, they were afraid of me. They would look away from me. Every time they see me coming down the sidewalk, right, because we had to live in the same base, they run away from me. And I would tell them, hey, you don't have to run away from me. I would tell them what happened happened. I said, just, want you to know that I'd rather be your friend than your enemy. So we shake hands, right? That's what happens when people pump up somebody, right? They pump them up. It's like, hey, man, this dude, they pump them up, and I guess I'm the deflator. I had to deflate people from the getting pumped up, from people boosting their ego. I had to let them know that they're not as bad as they were, as they thought that they were. But in this world, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna tell you, there's nobody that's bad in this world, because there's always somebody badder, right? But luckily, when you have Jesus Christ in your life, you go undefeated, 40-0 Bandingo fights, because when you play Jesus Christ first, He's going to bless you, give you the abilities to overcome your opponents. How you doing, Sister Neva's Angel? I think there was a certain individual that keeps on bothering me, so I deleted his message that he had posted. I don't know. I'm fixing to call him crying something. I ain't gonna say his name. So I deleted his comment on my YouTube. He made the choice of coming at me in a negative way, talking about he's done wasted his time here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Well, you don't have your ass doesn't have to be here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. If that's how you feel, don't let the door hit you in the ass. And you know what I'm talking about. The guy with a messed up mic, the messed up headset. You don't have to be here. And stop commenting on my group. Go comment somewhere else. Take your craziness somewhere else. You made the choice by disrespecting Spiritual Encrypted Encounters when I've had direct copper for you. Speak whatever you wanted to speak. You just I couldn't get you to see what I was trying to say, because you don't want to open up that way. You don't want to comprehend what I'm trying to tell you. So please stop leaving comments on my stuff. You done said what you had to say. Move on. How you doing, brother Scott Baker? Yeah, man. These people, they're something, right? They they come in here. I don't know. I try to help out people out. Then I see how they're acting. I say, man, this person here is not trustworthy. I say, but I want to give people benefit of the doubt. Being in the military, I knew when my soldiers were trying to bullshit me. That's how good I am. So I know when somebody's infiltrating, and I saw it's a matter of time. This guy, eventually, the true self is going to come out, because when somebody is a wolf in sheep's clothing, their true nature has to come out, and that's exactly what happened with this wolf. So please stop leaving comments on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. You done said what you had to say. That you were wasting your time here. So stop wasting my time and get the hell out of here. Stop leaving comments. Move on. Hasta la vista. Sayonara. Alvida Shane. Vete la chingada. Okay, here we go. Thank you for letting me vent for 45 minutes, brothers and sisters. I just had to let it out. I'd rather let it out that way than in another way, and I don't think they want me to let it out the other way. Back in the day, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not nobody's perfect in this world. There was a point in time in my life I still believe in Jesus Christ, but I was a different way. Somebody come at me in a negative way, I let it slide once, I'll let it slide twice. But after the second time, the third time, it was all game. Yeah, I'll be like, well, they didn't learn the first time, the second time, so now I'm forced to teach them a lesson of a lifetime. And that's what I would do. I was like a teacher. Many people learn the hard way. The guy, the rapper, you don't want to mess with me, man, because you. I'm gonna be honest with you. You will lose your voice since you love to rap. Even though you suck in rapping, you'll lose your voice. Your song says gets a hold of you. Your non-rapping career will finish even faster. If there's a dream, the dream will be gone. I'm just letting you know. I suggest you leave people alone because eventually it's going to catch up to you. Karma is not that good or when you mess with people. The other guy, Fat Titty Cuffington, you keep on putting your name in your mouth. You said that I think you said that I will line up everybody in the line or something. That's the comment you said, and that I was going to take everybody out and all this stuff. You know, I don't know what movie you seen that somebody did this. Maybe you watch movies or something. I've taken out people in the past, but when I was in the military in war, I didn't have to line nobody up because the tank would shoot a very long distance, 3,000 meters. Of course, each machine gun has a maximum range that we could shoot also. I could use my tank, run over people, 65 tons, which had happened in combat. There's many other ways you can eliminate a target, but when you said that, I said that I would line up all these people, that I was going to do something to them. That's a lie. So stop lying, or I will find you. And when I find you, I will take care of your fat ass. Stop lying about me and putting things that I did not say, right? Things that I did not say, because I will find you. There you go. Juan Avila said he's a tamale and rapper. See now that kind of rapping I like. Unwrapping I like. Right there, tamales. Now that's some good rapping right there. Unwrapping. Mr. Huckleberry, all I have to do, I work out daily, right? This week I took a little vacation. I've been working out all my life. The same workouts that I've done all my life before the military, during the military. I still do those workouts. I don't need to take a clearance from a doctor to whoop somebody's ass. I'm just saying, I don't need to be cleared. I'll just whoop somebody's ass. Especially if they respect me as a veteran, or they think I'm going to come after this guy. He's a he's a veteran. He probably got all kinds of condition. He can take care of himself. He just don't know what themselves to get himself into. I'm like a freaking mosca like this. Oh, here comes another one. Ooh, here comes another one. I know there's some people that done served in the military, but I'm a combat veteran. I served, but I'm a combat veteran. I actually seen action, right, in the front lines. It's a big difference. Big difference that somebody being in the rear, that somebody's a cook, somebody's a mechanic, somebody's a paper pusher. It's a big difference. I'm a combat veteran. I got all kinds of medals when I served the front lines. I got knighted by a king in Germany, so you can call me Circeus. Iron Knights Circeus got knighted in Germany by a king. Oh well, they're not coming in peace, Juan Avila. So they're coming disrespectful. They want to they want to see how bad they are. Well, I'll show them how bad they are. They'll learn the hard way. Yeah, I'm an older guy. I do have a son, and he's a pretty good with his hands too, man. Fighting wise, he was training to be a boxer and everything. So, like I said, I don't stand alone. I've never stood alone, but I can handle my own. I've I've always been able to do that. But I'm trying this spiritual encrypted encounters. I created as a safe haven at one point in time. You know how people say that the veterans got PTSD? Well, at one point in time in my life, when I created Positive Spiritualist, I created it as a annotation of what I was going through because family members wouldn't understand what I was going through. The VA would understand what I was going through, and people would understand what I was going through. So the only thing I could do is do what I would always do, is pray. Prayers, talk about the Heavenly Father, things things that will make me stay humble, things that will make me stay down on earth. And every time that something negative will happen, right, I would use that negativity that will happen and make it into a positive by working out, right? So that had been my workout regimen for many years. So spiritual encrypted encounters is based off of what I'm wearing. As a combat veteran, the things that I've been through, not just as a veteran, but also the things that I went through when I was a kid, against spiritual warfare, against the witches, the warlocks, the demons, everything that I faced is of who I am as an individual. So, I can fight spiritually or physically, it doesn't matter to me. but I'd rather maintain my heavenly love foundation. These people are so confused, they don't understand. They don't understand, coming at me sideways, continue to keep their my name in their mouth. They don't understand who they're dealing with. So I suggest, and I'll say it again, keep your name out of my mouth, and we'll leave it at that. Good night, Jason Finch. It's kind of like this. How are you going to make fun of somebody that's dead, right? And you're making fun of somebody that's dead, or has been in an accident, or is in a hospital because something is going through them, and you're making a fun of an individual that's not here to defend themselves. Does that really make you like you're a badass? No, not a badass at all. That makes you, excuse my French, like a bitch. Because if you were bad, then you would say it to the person right in front of the person and say it to the face. So all to these computer warriors, if you really want to impress me, come tell it to my face, and then we'll see what happens. Then you'll find out who Soren Cias is. If you really want to impress me, come say it to my face. But you ain't gonna do it because there will be a price to pay. So you see what I'm talking about? There's people that want to talk crap and all this stuff, but they don't have the testicle fortitude to come tell you in your face. They don't. They want to play games. What do you know in Bandigo fights? Undefeated. The last guy that they brought to fight me, he was a higher ranked individual. He was like a E8. This guy was benching like over 700 pounds at the gym. Big old African American guy, huge. I say he was up there like almost 6'9", 7 foot. He was very tall, way taller than me. I remember that was my last fight that I ever fought in Germany. Was that guy? I just seen. I already defeated 39 people, and then I seen this big old guy coming, moving everybody around. And he looks at me and he said, "Are you the ones that are fighting? Are you the ones that my kind is fearing?" He said, I'm going to grab you. When I grab you, I'm going to break your back. You're going to be paralyzed for the rest of your life." Uh, he found out who I was. When you hear stories of David and Goliath, I taught him a lesson of a lifetime. That I don't think he was ever the same after we battled. I've made more contact with him than out of all the other opponents, just because he said he was going to break my back and make me paralyzed for the rest of my life. He found out the hard way. Like I said, he was never the same after we battled. I heard he had heart attacks and strokes after we battled. I feel bad, but you got to do what you got to do to subdue the target, right? Especially the target says that they're going to paralyze you for the rest of your life. That's like a death threat. So then you got to do what you got to do to overcome that enemy. So the rap guy, stop messing with spiritual encrypted encounters. I won't mess with you. You leave me alone, we good. You leave me alone, I might have to make a road trip to where you live, up in Colorado. I got cousins over there. I'll make you sing me a rap song. And if somebody is putting any of y'all up to do what y'all doing, tell your bosses to grow a freaking pair. Wherever you're working for, tell them to grow a freaking pair, and tell them Sarcia's got something for their ass too. In saying that, brothers and sisters, now that I've vented for about an hour, and I'm just chilling right now, it just I take it to heart. People don't understand the sacrifices that we make. You let go of a lot of things. I had a lot of other choices before I joined the military. I could have gone to Shriner College in Kerrville, Texas, for about 4 years for cross country because I was a long distance runner. I could have done that. I had a 4 year paid scholarship to go to Shriner College. I just didn't have the way and means to go over there. You know, I was raising my brother and sisters. I could have been, believe it or not, Father see us. I could have been a priest, brothers and sisters. The priesthood wanted to recruit me at the age of 17. All the priests came and talked to me, and they said they wanted me to be part of them, of their brotherhood when I was 17, because they said they could see the good works that I would do. I asked them a simple question. I asked them, if I join, can you are y'all going to help me take care of my brothers and sisters? They said we can only help you. So I said no to them. And even then, at that point in time in my life, I'm talking about vengeance and anger. Well, I had a lot of vengeance and anger at the time, in which I didn't feel right to become a priest because I had too much hatred and anger in my heart. So as time went by, and time goes by fast. The other solution was something that I wanted to do before, even the college was one thing that I knew I had because I was good in track. The other thing was to join the military, the army, in which that's what I did. I'm thinking that these people, no, even if I was Father see us, they would still troll and disrespect. Even if I was a an athlete, they would have still disrespected. Doesn't matter what would have chosen. That's life. You're gonna have people that are gonna respect you for who you are, and there's people that they're just gonna be assholes. That's what they're about because they're unhappy in their lives. You know, maybe the rapper needs to make a rapping song. Why is he a prick? Why is he an asshole? What happened to him in his life uh, that makes him sour? Something had to happen to him. Maybe I'm giving if he's listening. Maybe that's an idea. You can make a rap song. Something happened to you to become an asshole. They're saying an asshole will always be an asshole. Yeah, imagine that. Father see us. And guess what? I do have a cousin that's the Father see us, that he's a priest for the Catholic Church. He's older than me. His name is Father see us. But anyways, now that I've vented about these things that are happening, one thing that I can stand is bullies, right? People bullying people. It's kind of like this. I'm the type of person that I can forgive somebody, right? But when I forgive somebody, if if they're not trustworthy, and you've forgiven them several times and they can continue to do the same things to come up against you in a negative way, why would you want to associate with them? Why would you want to have a peace treaty with somebody that's going to continue to be bad, that's not going to change their ways? I believe it's written in the Bible where there's homes like that, where you're invited inside the house, but then if you're unwelcome, then you turn around, wipe your feet, and walk away, and leave it at that. That means that you're not going to associate with them. So I know there's certain people, I ain't saying no names, that it's like a freaking soap opera. One day they're talking shit about somebody. Next thing you know, they made a peace treaty with them or whatever. And then next thing you know, they're cool again, and then they go back to being uncool. Somebody winds up sick in the hospital. They pray for them. Then somebody in their place gets sick, and the people that they pray for, which is the people that are going back and forth, they start talking shit about them. Why would you associate with somebody like that in the first freaking place? Right? Why are you going to be involved with somebody like that? Go with that back and forth shit is exactly that. It's just shit. Why would you go with somebody back and forth like that over and over and over and over, when all you got to do is just unfriend, block, and leave it at that? I freaking, that guy wasn't my friend. I blocked him, but I'm just venting out because when you mess with somebody's where they've been, what they've done, you're not just disrespecting me, you're disrespecting all my brother in arms. And we're many. I'm just saying, if the many were there and you disrespect one of us, then the many will teach you a lesson of a lifetime. And I'm the nice guy. My brothers, they're different. I keep protection around me. Keep the love foundation. They're different. That's all I'm saying. How would somebody want a soap opera going back and forth with the same old shit for about a year or 2 years? The same old drama with the same freaking people. Who want to do that? Go through the same crap with the same people for about a year. What's the purpose of that? It reminds me of relationships, right? If you're not happy in the relationship, if you're getting physically abused or mentally abused, I would say to you, get the fuck out of that relationship. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. If the person cannot respect you for who you are as an individual, and they're physically hurting you or mentally hurting you by saying bad things about you, you don't need to be in that relationship if they can accept you for who you are. That's why I say, and that's a relationship. Why would somebody be affiliated with the same people going back and forth for a while now, like if they were in a freaking relationship? Why? What's the purpose of that? It makes no damn sense, right? Is someone benefiting something out of it by going back and forth with the same old bullshit, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? You don't know when you have that certain friend that comes to you and cries to you and tells you, "Oh, he cheated on me again," and here you are after done talking to him like 30 or 40 times. So I done told you the first time he shitted, you should have got rid of him. This is a 30th time he's done shitted on you, and you're still with him. That's how's somebody gonna be with somebody that's done shitted on them for 30 times and still say that they love them? How are they gonna say that they love them? They still love them, but that guy's been cheating on them 30 times. That's no love there. That's not love. The love, I believe she was confusing love. That's mental manipulation, mental abuse. How is it mental abuse? If the guy talks bad about her as an individual, about how she looks, how she acts, and then he changes her or molds her to benefit him, but he gonna do what he want to do. That's not a relationship at all. And I know people like this. That's what I'm saying. How can somebody be going back and forth with somebody for so long? What's the benefits out of that? Right now, I'm just fed up with the bullshit, right? Because a lot of people that come at me, right? They come at me is because they're being manipulated by people. They're being controlled by people that say, "Hey, go fuck with Abe Cias on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters." So here they come as idiots, following the orders of their master. That's what I call these people, their master. It's people that have that mental manipulation on them, right? So they come over here and mess with me, but I recognize some of the names. I know where they're coming from, right? I know where they're coming from. I do my shows late at night. I could do my shows at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock if I wanted to, but I'm a night person. I like doing them at night. I could do them early. I used to. I used to do them at 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, 6. Most of those time frames, people are at work. Not all people. People on the other side of the world, they be tuning in. I'm just saying, how can people go back and forth with the same old bullshit, the same drama for about 3 fucking years? How? What's the purpose of that? It's got to be a purpose. Maybe they're not enemies. Going back and forth. Maybe they're not as enemies as they say they are. Because you see what I do to the people who come at me in a negative way? I block them. I restream on YouTube. Any channel, I block them. Not hear them no more. Pay attention to the big picture, brothers and sisters. It's the only thing I could tell you. If you pay attention to the big puzzle, then you figure it out on your own. It don't take a genius to figure it out. And saying that, let's go to the Succubus Incubus energy vampires. I was seeing this. I don't know. I think if he's still here, brother Josh. What's his name? Uh, he was here earlier. Scott Baker, brother Scott Baker. If you're here, I was seeing an episode of Kojak, the Night Stalker, and I was seeing it was dealing with a succubus, and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" You know, I was seeing the episode about a succubus. When the succubus showed up, that it would smell like real nasty, real nasty, like something dead. When the succubus would show up, and the succubus uh, was killing people, she was draining their life source and stuff like that. And I think this in the Kojak episode, they had to do with they had an artifact like a stone, and that's where the succubus was getting the power from this old artifact, and he destroyed the artifact, and the succubus died or something like that. But in that episode. So when I seen the face of the succubus. I said it kind of reminded me of the succubus I dealt with in Elms Grove. And brothers and sisters, I just want to say thank you for listening to what I had a vent. No, I had a vent. So I just want to say thank you for those that tuned in. And I'm sorry that I had a vent, but I had to let it out. I rather let it out than keep it within myself. In this episode, the succubus was very old, so she would drain energy from people, and she would look younger, and then when that energy ran out, she had to go. She started getting old again or whatever. But the succubus that I encountered Yeah, energy vampires. So they try to get you when you're asleep, brothers and sisters. And so, a lot of people might not know this. They can attach themselves to you, to your. You can be their spirit could be attached to you, and you don't even know it. And all the time that they're attached to you, they're draining your energy, even when you're awake. That and some of the symptoms that you got is you're always feeling tired. You're always feeling sluggish, like you're not getting enough rest. Sometimes you might wake up with bite marks, scratch marks, uh, bruises, and one of the major ones uh, that happens, brothers and sisters, is when they try to attack you sexually in your sleep. You know, in your sleep, in your dreams, uh, they come at you sexually. You know, whether they're naked or they have like lingerie on or whatever in the dreams. They try to keep you trapped in the dream. The succubus has abilities to keep you preoccupied in the dream state. That she'll put a lot of temptations out there in the dream state. Well, she got you preoccupied in the dream state. Your body's left alone, right? That's when she goes and positions herself right in front of your face. Her face, she opens her mouth. As she opens her mouth, she starts draining your life source. Or you're, when she's keeping you preoccupied in the dreams, she's draining your life source when you're asleep. And most of the times you don't see her because you're too busy in the dreams. So when you wake up in the morning, you feel very tired, very sluggish. You're like, man, it feels like I didn't sleep anything. Like I didn't sleep. You might wake up with, like I said, bite marks, hickey like marks, scratches. Sometimes you wake up and it feels like you got violated sexually. That's what the succubus does. If you're not doing anything with anybody and you're waking up with scratches, bite marks, hickey like marks on your body, if it's a female, it's an incubus doing this to you. If it's a male, that's what the succubus does. And they can attach themselves to you that they can be constantly draining your spirit. You know, so people call them energy vampires. Does anybody ever felt like if and like your neck area is one of the targets that they like to hit the most? Neck area and shoulder area. Doesn't it feel sometimes like if you're carrying extra weight on you, that you feel heavier and you feel weight on your shoulders or your neck where you can't turn it to enough to the left or enough to the right? If you feel like that sometimes, you could possibly have a negative attachment on you. If you're having the nightmares, the sleep paralysis at nighttime, most likely you're being spiritually attacked by a succubus for the males or incubus. And there's another one that travels with them, which is a familiar. You would say, why are you saying about a familiar? Because the succubus and incubus are kind of like witches. That's what they are. Energy vampires, but They even have familiars, so the trouble in numbers. They're never alone. So where there's an incubus, there's a succubus. Where there's a succubus, there's an incubus, but also a familiar. So that's three. Get it? Three. Demonic. DDN. Threes. Eventually, you're going to have to face that succubus or incubus if you want to get feel better. Stop having the night terrors. Uh, you're going to have to face them spiritually. Take authority over them in Jesus Christ's name and tie, bind, and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. In order to overcome them, you can't give them the power of fear, whether they're trying to cause fear in your dreams or if they show their true manifestation to you. Can't be afraid. Tie, bind, and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. When you tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, the succubus or incubus and the familiar, they're going to flee in Jesus Christ's name. While I was talking right now, I see an image of a succubus holding a book in her hands. So wherever the succubus is, so we tie, bind, and rebuke you in the name in Jesus Christ's name, for you not to be able to affect anybody in any kind of way, shape, or form. We place heavenly spiritual crosses on you to tie and bind you from affecting anybody anymore. This we pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. There you go. Telling you, I used to the succubus is I've dealt with the succubus, incubus, and the familiar, but the succubus I literally fought the succubus, brother and sisters. The succubus is something that's uh, of the spirit. It can manifest to look real, but you could tell it's. I seen its true nature. I seen the true nature of the succubus. While it was, I trained myself to be able to move my fingers. If I could move my finger, I could wake up. If I could move my wrist, I could wake up from the dream state. So I trained myself to be able to wake up when I was when I was being, how should I say, spiritually attacked in my dreams. I would train myself daily to be able to move my hand or move my leg. So once I move, I could go wake up. So I trained that way. So when all these things were happening to me, I prayed to the Heavenly Father to show me who my enemy was. What was it that was attacking me at nighttime? And he did. I was having this dream that I was in New York, and I think the Succubus Incubus uh, might be related within the bloodline with the Jezebel spirit. It's like a Jezebel spirit, but what was the name of that woman or the trying to remember her name that lived by the ocean? They had a statue of her. I remember the name in a moment. Well, that queen that ran that area, she fell from she fell and landed on the ground, and she died. When she died, they said that the dogs came and ripped her apart, ate her body or whatever. But I believe that this uh, Succubus Incubus, uh, they've been here for a long time. They that's how they get their energy from when people are asleep. That's how they attack. It happened to me in Elms Grove where I was dreaming I was in New York and I was at this place and there was nothing but women. And these women were trying to come all around me. They were doing things to themselves and they were trying to keep me preoccupied in the dream. And I said I had to go. I got up and started walking out. When I started walking out, they all started following me and they were telling me not to go, not to go. So I seen this fence and I went to climb the fence and I jumped over the fence. And as I was climbing it downwards, they were all coming. They were all climbing the fence. So I was able to move my wrist and my hand. When I moved my wrist and my hand, I woke up. So I'm laying in my bed on my back like this. And when I opened my eyes, I seen the succubus floating over me. Her body was parallel to me, and her face had her mouth open, where I could see where she was draining my life source, my spirit. So when I seen that, I said, I tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. I said that her eyes open up real wide, but she has no eyes, just a black void. It got real big. Her mouth opened up even wider, and she exploded. When she exploded, there was like a lot of little orbs flying around in my room. It looked like I was at a techno club or something. There was orbs flying around everywhere, different colors of orbs, which are spirits. They're flying everywhere in my room. I'm talking if 100 is a lot, I think there was a lot more than that because there was little orbs flying everywhere. And I said, God, send your heavenly light to guide the spirits where they have to go. The blue heavenly light came and all these orbs started going to it. There was a little orb of a little girl. I felt the presence, a spirit of a little girl in front of me, just moving, going up and down, like she was telling me thank you. And then she went into the light. When she went into the light, uh, you know, I just felt different. The room was different. There was more, more, more peaceful. I didn't feel what I was feeling, but the succubus got defeated. Outside was the incubus and the familiar because they were trying to prevent. Uh, they were trying to interrupt my prayer, so I started praying against them. And when I started praying against them, then I didn't hear no more because I called upon the heavenly angels to get rid of them from our property, and they took off. Yeah, that was, I could give her a description of how she looked. I had drawn a picture of her, but uh, she was literally in spirit form, but you could see how her body looked. She was very old. Her face was grayish. She had her when she had her mouth open. She was absorbing my aura. I mean, my spirit. Her hair was white, like a viejita, white. Uh, but she freaked out when I tied by the rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. Her eyes just got real big and she exploded. I said, take authority. We were just going to bind and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. That was it. She was done for. Her face kind of like grayish, skin looked weird. Um, yeah, I would say Succubus Incubus energy vampire, more like energy witch. I think I'm gonna change the title to energy witch. Well, she does uh, mark you. She leaves hickeys and bites. So if she's making marks and leaving it behind, I don't know if it's your name her energy vampire or energy witch. I think energy witch. But it's when they manifest, they can manifest into anything that they can do that. She manifests this into a bat, she can do that, or an owl, lechuzas. Yeah, I should. Maybe I need to take some classes on artwork. I have a friend that does that. If I were to give him a description, yeah, but the Succubus Incubus, they'll attack just about anybody, children, uh, any adults of any age. They'll attack. I'm just giving you some of the signs. The pestilence is another one. That there might be something in your household dealing with Succubus Incubus. They'll leave a black goo, and sometimes, uh, if they're in your home, they'll leave traces of blood on the light fixtures, on the pictures, sometimes on the walls, where their spirit is flying around trying to hide. But that's why you when you pray, you cleanse the home, right, to get rid of all those negative energies. Thank you, Sister Cynthia. Yeah, well, you have recurring dreams. Uh, Sometimes you might you're hearing like a weed eater or lawnmower in the middle of the night. You might be in sleep paralysis at that time. Okay. Yeah, and, this things that was happening with to me. Uh, I was being attacked at nighttime, waking up tired. I had like hickey leg marks, like in the neck area, um, and sometimes in the groin area, bite marks, scratches, and all kinds of things. So you have to be prayed up at all times. Attend your Heavenly Love Foundation because you never know uh, what's what's going to be coming your way. Here's a question. Hey, brother, just wondering if you had any knowledge what happens on the native reservations. I know about the reservation at the reservations, but I know here in Central Texas, natives used to live in all these areas, the Tonka ones. So yes, there's a lot of spiritual warfare, a lot of spiritual activity that happens uh, in the reservations. Of course, they get their own rules and regulations on the reservations. I know they have powwows where they smoke, and there might be a message relayed to somebody that's there on site, like a spiritual message. Encounters. Any knowledge what happens on the native reservations. There's a lot of things that happen, not just in the native reservations, but everywhere where there might be a native Indian burial ground, there might be a lot of activity in those locations. I know the natives, they always dealing with Bigfoots, shapeshifter skinwalkers, naguals, and other entities such as the deer woman, the whaler. Donald Walter, he says, I'm talking about cryptids, little people. Don Walter, I have a video of a picture that I took of something that stabbed my Achilles when I was doing a nighttime investigation. I thought I had gotten bit by a rattlesnake. So I took a picture of the ground, and then I went back home. And when I got home, my sister seen this like a little spear stuck in my Achilles. And what the little spear did, the side effects, it affected my blood, which a blood clot. When they diagnosed me that I had a blood clot on my left leg. So that's what happened to me. Little people, yeah. I got a picture of like a little people, but it's like a little. I don't know. They call them certain things. What was the name that they call them? Not fairies, but the pixies, like pixie soldier warriors or whatever. Yeah, I have a video. I'll show it to you. Let me find it here. Okay. Okay. Let me find it real quick. You trying to see the picture of the little duende? Let's see if I can get to it. There you go. Little people, that's what they call them. Let me see if I can find it. I think I went too far. Hope it's not hard. I hope it's not too hard to find. There it is. Found it. Here you go. Here you go, folks. He's a small guy. A little duende. It's a little duende from. There you go. I made it bigger. Little duende from Elms Grove Estates. He looks like he's got like a magical sword or something because it's lit up. How you doing, sis? There he is. That's a little sucker that stabbed me in my Achilles because I took a picture because I thought I had gotten bit by a snake. I was in so much pain, and that's the image that I got that was on the ground was a little guy right there. He's like 7, 8 inches tall or something like that. Maybe 9 inches. There you go. That one was for the person that was talking about the duendes. Yeah, those little suckers, they're very mischievous. They'll hide your keys. They'll hide your wallet. They'll hide your money. They can do all kinds of things. Mischievous would be the thing. Uh, Let me give myself. I'm gonna give myself a time check. We're almost at the 2 o'clock marker. We're at 1:49. What else do you want to see? I think I have a picture of the succubus. You want to see her? I think I had a picture of the succubus. I have a short reel. I think of the succubus also that I created. Let me see if I can find her. I'm not sure if I created one of her or not. Yeah, sure I did. I sure did. Here we go. Here's since we're talking about succubus. There's a picture of the succubus outside the mobile home where I used to live. So let me go to y'all. Make it big here. Okay, I'll make it big here. Let me see if I can make it big over here. How about there? See now? There we go. There she is. She's one nasty looking succubus are nasty. They're nasty looking brothers and sisters. That's right, sis. I never heard of water babies, Donald. What? But that's a succubus, and she's there with a familiar. The incubus is behind her. That night, my little dog was barking, and I went outside. As soon as I went outside, because I kept my home protected, I was always placing the heavenly spiritual crosses on the house. Uh, I was always keeping heavenly spiritual crosses on the house. I was blessing it all the time. Had my holy water. Sometimes I put salt around the home. Uh, place crosses on the trees so nothing will be able to get near the property. So when I stepped out from the front steps, as soon as I stepped down the porch, um, I heard somebody say something to me. So I took a look to where the voice came from, but there was nobody there. Then, as I was stepping out of the front, the main gate, I heard somebody say something else to me. So I started saying, "Dear Father." Then when I went around my truck toward the front of my mobile home, that's when all my hair stood up. I'm talking about the hair follicles. I'm thinking that would be a good picture of her right there that I can stop it on because you're able to see her better. So whenever it comes back, I'm going to stop it there for a moment. Let me see. I'll tell you which one it is. We'll stop it there for a moment. You see, here's her face. Here's the head of the demon or the familiar that travels with her. There's the body goes downward. I remember my niece would always say that somebody they said they would see somebody standing by their window, and their window was right there. They would always say that something would be there by their window. But there she is right here. She's freaking old, ancient. me look at the comments. Yeah, Donald what? If you want to, on Tuesdays, we have open mic night where you can come on and share a story. Or if you want to come on tomorrow night, I can bring you on so you can share some stories from where you're from, if you like. Well, I'm gonna sit in the 2 hour marker here right now. I'm thinking about keeping my shows either in between 2 hours to 3 hours because sometimes when it's more than that, it's, some people it's too much time, right? I mean, people can still watch the show when it's like that, but we've gone for like 5 hours, 6 hours sometimes. I'm trying to keep it minimized, but I think this will be a good inning for tonight. Uh, I can make an exception, brother Donald, if you want to come on tomorrow. When are you available? We do lives here every night around 11 p.m. Central Time till whenever. Now, if you want to share a story right now, I can drop a link if you want to. It's up to you. You know, I could drop a link. You want to share your story? Yeah, you don't have to be on the camera, but you can share the story if you're here. Yeah, but there she is. That's the one that was attacking me at nighttime. The succubus. Imagine how many we're talking about succubus and incubus. They're literally draining your life source, but then they collect the soul, the spirit. That's what they do. We talk about everything here on spiritual and cryptid encounters, man. You know, but I do have proof of a lot of things for the DDN, uh, just all kinds of different kinds of pictures that I have here on spiritual and cryptid encounters. I think I've heard somebody talk about water babies, but I don't know. I've heard of how the witches take the babies and put them in the bark of the trees and stuff like that. That's cool, brother. Said he's in 1993, ball of light that was the size of. Cool. I just had to share this. Yeah, I'm thinking the succubus was attacking me, and something else might have been attacking my sister, the incubus, because she was waking up sometimes with marks too. That's cool. For those that haven't viewed the most current video, let me find it for you. I created it, I think, this morning. Okay, let me escape here. Let's share the most current video one, the one I created. I shared the pictures, but I haven't showed you the short reel I created. So let's make this big here. Then go over here and make this big. There we go. This is the most current one that I created. This video right here, dealing with a bruja. Yeah, you can see my videos here on spiritual encrypted encounters. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. There you go. This is a link for my spiritual encrypted encounters on YouTube. Yeah, look at it. Look at that bruja right there. She hit me with a freaking image in my mind when I was investigating. The image that he showed me was her looking at me, like letting me know that that was her area or her territory. So when I got home, I kind of debunked the video to see if there was something there in that area where I seen the image. There sure was. Yeah, but we'll be back on live tomorrow, and then of course Tuesdays and Thursdays normally open mic night. Wednesdays we have World War Wednesday, and Fridays we talk about lechuzas de brujas. He said my son seen him. Yes, that was one of my most current videos. I think I captured something else that looks wicked, but I'm going to work on that tonight. I might create a show reel for it tonight or tomorrow, and maybe I'll share that other image tomorrow. Oh, the one with the one coming off the tree. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I have several of different brujas on here. I go to that other one. There you go. There you go. Let me share it. I'll make it big here. There we go. There she is. This one is from Elms Grove Estates. That's from Elms Grove Estates right there. A lot of activity there. It's where I used to live. If you don't know who I am, me and my sister sharing the lobby. Me and my sister came out on the show. This Woods Are Haunted, season 3, episode 2. Something is out there not human. So yeah, we would catch all kinds of crazy activity. My sister would see him pass right by her window. Is what people call the she would see shadow figures. She would see the shadow figures pass by the window. There was a one of my neighbors was he had a katana sword, and he would always say that something was passing by his window. Uh, he would sleep with his windows open because his AC wouldn't work, and he'd always see the dark shadows going around his home. So he would come out with a katana. I seen his katana. He would always come out with it, trying to swing it, thinking he thought it was somebody trying to break into his house. I'm more sure he swung at it and he hit nothing but air. See what else I can share with y'all. All right, let me get out of here. Take her out. I've seen the I've seen another one, a succubus, but I don't think that was a succubus that I seen. I believe the one that I seen that went into my home was a shapeshifter skinwalker. No, you already think dealing with a succubus is bad. Then you have one manifesting to look like a woman. I was asleep in my room. I had the lamp on, and I could see like a shadow underneath, like the bottom of my door, and I could see somebody standing looking through the crack of my door. So I got up to go see who it was. I opened the door. I see somebody going around the cabinet where the dishes were. By the time I went around the dishes, I see somebody closing the sliding door, and they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them. And as I go, by the time I open the door, they're already on the grass and they're moving real fast. So I go running after them. I'm saying to stop, halt, or whatever, and they're not even touching the ground. They're like hovering over the ground, and it's a woman, it looks like a woman, but as they're moving real fast, then next thing you know, this shadow figure went into the tree. As it went to the tree, then it jumped out of the tree and went to another tree, and then I saying, "Identify yourself, identify yourself." Then I seen it ascending in smoke form, going up the tree. And then it went up into above the tree. Then you hear a this weird laugh, like laughing real wicked. Just put it that way. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, like I told you earlier, I don't want to stay too long. I want to save some energy for tomorrow. Uh, so, brother Donald, if you want to do something with me uh, for tomorrow, hit me up on Messenger under HCS, ABESIAS. Let me know if you want to share something tomorrow. I can let you in to share some stories to the viewers. I know it's earlier than normal, but I am feeling a little bit sluggish. We went live for 2 hours and 14 minutes. I know the first hour was me venting. I just want to say thank you for those who support Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Oof. Is there any questions that anybody would like to ask me? Any questions? You know, when you're going through these things, brothers and sisters, and they're manifesting because they're showing themselves to you, you just can't go talk to anybody about this because people are going to look at you like you're nuts, like you're crazy, or they're going to, you know, just talk bad about you. So I would keep a lot of things to myself. I would always tell my sister the thing. I would tell a lot of people the things, family, of what was going through at the house, but they were just looking at me like, "Oh, you got that PTSD." Well, I got the proof on short reels that I got. I got all kinds of pictures there. Okay. Uh, you said a duck smoking a cigarette. That sounds like a dirty Ike. You got a duck smoking a cigarette. Does it have a sign on it that says "Buy me for 50"? Buy me for $20. Any other questions for me? I tell you, at nighttime in Elms Grove, it gets real crazy there at nighttime. You can see the dark shadow figures running around in the park at nighttime. And every time you go near them, all the dark shadow figures, they they go into the woods. And you leave, then they come back out into the park. So then when you start walking, they move fast. The DDN, they move fast. Boom, they go back into the woods. Yeah, I wanted to go back one of these days and do another live there in Elms Grove, but I was gonna go like two 2 days ago, but I haven't been feeling well, so I was like, nah, if I go, that's a spiritual opening, going there not feeling well. Okay, I don't see no more comments. And saying that, brother and sister, I think we'll call it a night. That um, give me some rest. I want to say thank you for those that tune in here on Sunday. Like I said, I want to keep them like between 2 to 3 hours, so people could watch the view the videos. They don't have to view it for like 4 or 5 hours. Try to keep it minimal, so it won't be too much time. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for those that have tuned in, and thank you for letting me vent at the first hour of the show. Um, and as always, Matena Heavenly Love Foundation, uh, continue to forgive those that come up against us in a negative way. Uh, and as always, you have to place Jesus Christ first, because He's our teacher, and He blesses us with the spiritual gifts of discernment to be able to assist people. There you go. Build is Do you think they're afraid to be seen? I don't think they're afraid to be seen because they show themselves. The dark shadow figures, they'll come up to you. They surrounded me one time. They were all around me, one in the front, one in the rear, one to the left, and one to the right. I came out with prayer. As I was praying to our Father, they all dispersed real fast. But it's the end there, brothers and sisters. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a long day with all the games of football and whoever watched the Canelo fight. I'll say thank you for tuning into Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Uh, God bless you tomorrow, tonight, later on tonight at 11 o'clock. We'll be going live again. Good night, everybody. God bless you. Love, light, and blessings to you and your families. Always remember to maintain a Heavenly Love Foundation. Have that relationship with Jesus Christ. And don't give no spiritual openings to fear, to the power of belief. Uh, don't give no spiritual openings through unforgiveness. You have to forgive. And for the Heavenly Father to bless you spiritually on a daily basis. Let's we pray in Jesus Christ's name. In saying that, good night, everybody. God bless y'all. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed morning. I love y'all, brothers and sisters. Everybody have a good night. Oh, and another thing before I go, we tie, bind, and rebuke any witchcraft and necromancy. We tie, bind, and rebuke it in the name of Jesus Christ. This we pray in your name, Heavenly Father. Amen. Peace out, everybody.